On this sunny Sunday afternoon here in Daytona Beach, Florida, we welcome you back to the inaugural Major League Table Tennis East Division weekend. Our final match of this three-day experience features the hometown Florida Crocs and the Midwesterners from Chicago. It's the Wind and the Crocs as we welcome you inside the Ocean Center here in Daytona Beach. Florida 2-0 through their first 2 days of competition. A couple of narrow victories, but they have not lost yet. 27 total points. They're going to need 14 points today to tie Carolina. 15 points would surpass the Gold Rush. And we are excited to bring you Major League Table Tennis action once again alongside Sean O'Neill. I am Evan Lepler, and Sean, the Chomp has taken over the energy of all the fans here at the Ocean Center. Can the Chomp be contained?
Yeah, I think it can. They are so strong. It is so much fun to watch the energy behind the Florida team. They're just going after it.
2 golden games. Both were neck and neck through about 20 points. It was 10-10, 11-10. And then Florida dominated both golden games, just taking over. How have they done it? How has their depth allowed them to shine?
I think that's the key. It's the depth. They bring so many different styles, but it's the energy. They're pulling for each other. Matilda Ekholm just really going all out. Amazing play.
Well, Chicago led by Damien Provost, and he's going to be playing first singles against Benjamin Brossier. If Chicago's going to get a win today, they could really use a good start from Damien. He's got all the tools.
And one thing here we see, Benjamin Brossier, I loved his fight last night. He was on the ground multiple times, told us how he approaches these matches as each one individually. Regardless of the score, he's out there fighting for his teammates, just adding so much energy to the Crocs.
On both singles matches Benjamin Brossier has played so far, he's dropped the first 2 games and then had the wherewithal and gut to battle and win the 3rd game, both by pretty comfortable margins, although the first one was 11-1. The last one against Kai Jong was 11-9. But it galvanized his team heading into the golden game in their match yesterday against Carolina.
It really provided a great spark plug, gave him so much momentum heading into that golden game. And he's a very electric player. Strong forehand, strong backhand. Damien Provost, lefty, likes to place the ball really well. Should be an exciting match.
So it's Provost and Brossier to get this finale started.
3 games to play. Game 1, win to serve. 0-0.
First point to Provost.
1-0.
Provost, as a lefty, really likes to stay in his backhand corner, playing his backhand both down the line and cross court. Won't see him step around all that often unless it's a very weak ball.
Oh, 3-0 for Provost. He's come out locked in.
Super timing by Provost, just taking the ball off the bounce after a couple quick blocks. Forehand out to the open court. Net serve. Actually saying it touched him on his cheek.
3-1. 4-0.
Amazing sportsmanship by Brossier. That errant toss just grazed his face.
It again?
No, once that ball leaves your hands, it is in play. Unlike tennis where you can just let it hit the ground and decide to retoss, the sportsmanship is something that table tennis has always prided itself. Often players
behind the back, Brossier.
But credit Provost for playing that ball down the line when it looked like he was going cross-court. He completely had Brossier guessing to the point where his feet couldn't move anymore.
First big swing from Benjamin.
Really nice forehand over the table. Once again, Provost trying to keep that serve short on the return. It pops up a little bit. Brossier just completely jumping on it, making a nice third ball attack.
Those two players settling in. 6-3 lead for Damien Provost. 38-year-old Frenchman. Brossier 29, also from France.
What a hustle by Brossier. Jumping back on defense with a chop and then rushing back into the court.
Or 6.
Brossier really mixing up the spin on his serve, not only serving heavy underspin, but sometimes taking spin off. That last ball, Provost played it long, not reading the amount correctly.
From down on a knee, Brossier kept the point alive and won it.
There is no stopping Brossier in these longer points. He's jammed over into the backhand side. Provost mixing it up, throwing in a drop shot, and Brossier for the point.
It's become his MO to start slowly and then really pick it up.
Just a train on tracks once he gets going. I just love his fighting spirit.
And he's got his first lead here in the opening game.
Back edge, caught the table.
7.
7 up. Great defense from Damien Provost.
Damien, super smart to just stay in the backhand position, dealing with a high return, and then just puts it right back wide to the forehand. Excellent play.
Eight.
8 all. Benjamin Brossier drafted in the 5th round by Frank Arias. Frank said Brossier was the only player he didn't really know going into it, but he had his informants. Gave him the scoop on Brossier as a competitor.
And as a coach, you always like to have a Brossier-style player on your team that just will not give up. It's contagious, the entire Croc team playing off of his energy last night in their big win.
yet game points for Provost here, up 10-8.
Provost has such smooth strokes. He really makes this game look effortless. Does a nice job of staying close to the table, taking balls off the bounce, redirecting them. On the other hand, you've got Brossier, who's just working so hard to get his forehand into play, often going down on one knee if necessary.
Let 8-10.
Brossier to reserve after the let. Provost trying to close out game one.
What a step around by Brossier.
Not going away.
He almost got over to the umpire's table.
What a point.
11-9.
Provost takes game one.
win.
Brossier showing the athleticism, his flexibility, and his angling of the body. Knocked down numerous times, kept getting back up, but Provost ultimately prevails 11-9 in game number one.
And Provost doing such a great job of jamming Benjamin into the backhand corner, not giving him really a chance to breathe or take a full step around. Chicago Wind really wants to get off on the right foot here in game one.
Before today started, although with Carolina Gold Rush having a massive victory, a landslide, if you will. Florida Crocs have a lot of
Provost, super job of the redirection. The hands are so soft, but Brossier fighting to get his attacks going. What touch there going around the net by Provost. But again, we've seen Brossier often have to touch down with his left hand to keep the ball going.
When you need to show your support, show them that Florida Crocs chomp. Game 2, Chicago wins. Damien Provost leading 1-0. And your very own hometown hero, Benjamin Brossier, from Florida Crocs.
Game 2, Crocs to serve, 0-0.
Brossier to serve to start game two.
Very smart play by Provost. Do not want to go to the opponent's forehand when they're that far back. That's their only chance to counterattack. Just stays on the backhand, elicits an errant backhand loop. Take the first point. Oh, beautiful forehand flip. He went in looking like he was going to drop it. At the last second, just went for a beautiful forehand hit.
Just like last game, Provost in front early.
Two, one.
So I wanted to ask you, what percentage chance do you give a player to win the point? Finish the question after this. When someone gets put into a defensive position 5-10 feet away from the table, how big of an advantage is that normally for an attacking player?
If you can win 15 to 20% of the points when you're that far back, you're doing really well. What they're really trying to do is get their forehand into play somehow, and that's why you'll see the smasher often stay on one side until they see that person, their opponent, try to step around, and then they'll take it in the other direction. So everyone can keep it going long. It's just you can't get your offense going from that position or deal with the extreme angles if they go the other way. But Provost, just such great hands.
3-3.
Great at misdirection.
Net. 3-3.
And that's not an easy serve to return when lefties are serving with their forehand cross court into a righty's forehand. There's a lot of side spin on the ball. Trying to keep it low. Damien Provost does not back up.
5.
He holds the table. He's just sending Benjamin Provost to the backcourt.
3 serving 5.
Net. 3-5.
Beautiful play there by Provost.
3-6.
Set it up perfectly. Could have gone either direction. He knows Brossier has to stay in that backhand corner and just finds the open court.
Seven, 3.
A great backhand there by
7,
Brossier,
4.
sending Provost out of his backhand corner.
Now Provost is up. My takeaway as I watch this as a novice is just thinking these guys are both really good.
Slightly different styles with one player, a lot more finesse with Provost, and then you have Brossier, who's just a workman over there, just trying to get his forehand into play from any position. Much more vocal as well.
Winning
4,
the battle of
9.
forehands, Provost extends his lead and is just 2 points away from taking a 2-games-to-none lead for the Chicago Wind.
And again, Brossier staying on the backhand side once he gets Provost off the table, not wanting to see any type of counterattack off the forehand. Coach Frank is looking a little concerned there.
Net. 9-5.
Coach of the Chicago Wind. There's Frank Arias, the coach of the Crocs. Apologetic for the net cord, but it's still a point and still sets up game point. Just when Brossier felt like he might have had a little momentum. That's a heck of a way to finish it off.
Game 2 to win.
Damien Provost has given the Wind a 2-0 lead. 11-9 and now 11-6 over Benjamin Brossier.
Again, just a great misdirection by Provost after a strong push, playing the ball wide out to the forehand, getting the job done.
And a West Coast division. The West Division is where we're going to after this.
Wind teammates pumped up.
But right now, this is the day.
And Damien Provost
We've got 13 different
gets the job done.
overall weekends where matches will be played. Now, one of those, all 8
Both games he's jumped out to an early lead.
Has really played strong, especially in the serve and serve return. He's been able to get his game in. But Brossier, you see one of those nice forehand flips. Just so smooth off the bounce by Provost.
A good loss.
Brossier loves to get his forehand into play, working so hard from all angles, but he can't cover the whole table with just his forehand. Provost is making him pay for that.
Very important.
Well, this has been the thing that Brossier has done. He's lost the first 2 games, and then he has bounced back. Brossier lost 11-5 and 11-8 to Alex Chen on Friday, then won 11-1 in Game 3. On Saturday, he lost 11-4 and 11-9 to Kai Zhang, and then he won 11-9 in Game 3, and that was the 4th singles match, which gave Brossier a little vibe heading into the Golden Game, which was a huge part of their win.
And he played outstanding in the Golden Game.
Can he do it again? You're in the first singles match on Sunday. Takes a 1-0 lead.
It really seems, Evan, when Brossier can play a strong backhand and follow it up with a forehand, he's much more effective than just living in the forehand kind of valley of his backhand corner.
2-0.
Two big serves for Benjamin Brossier. And that's not a good backhand there, really reaching for the ball, mistimed it. Those short bars are really a strength of Damien Provost. Long arms, really smooth strokes. Brossier would love to get into a rally from the center of the table.
Three, 2.
Four, 2 now. It's 4 straight points for Damien Provost.
I wouldn't be surprised if Brossier loses another point, that the Crocs might want to slow down this streak with a timeout. But Provost has definitely gotten his game back into gear. Good range on the attacks. That ball touched Brossier's shirt. A great placement by Provost.
5.
Just to jam him into the backhand corner.
And more good sportsmanship from Brossier. Didn't try to get away with it.
Six, 2.
And Brossier does not want to be defined by that backhand loop. He needs his forehand into play.
After 6 points in a row, Brossier gets one of them back. Still staring at an uphill climb here. Trying to avoid the sweep.
Net 6-3.
If Chicago can win this entire match, finishing with more overall points than the Crocs
3-7.
after the 5 matches and the Golden Game, then from a win standpoint, 3 teams would finish this weekend 2-1. And they all would have beaten each other.
And all taken out. The Revolution as well, which were without 2 of their star players due to
4-7.
the Pan Am Championships that they're participating in.
Yeah. Carolina currently in a position from points to be in first place. End of the weekend, we shall see. Provost has just been very solid.
Just controlling the table, you can just see he's knocking Brossier down. Just getting it done.
9-4.
When Brossier has to step around that backhand at every opportunity. It gives Provost so many looks to play it down the line and out to the forehand. That's a great backhand. It's not Brossier's favorite shot, but it does land.
Provost still 2 points away from his second 3-0 sweep of the weekend.
That's just a hustle point for Benjamin there. Again, trying to cover the entire court with just his forehand. Wow.
All you can do is giggle.
Yeah, what placement by Damien Provost. Just takes a big forehand at him and redirects it out to the back. Just so strong.
Three straight for Damien Provost, and Chicago off to the good start here against the first place Florida Crocs. 11-9, 11-6, and 11-6. And that's now 7 wins in 9 singles games for Damien Provost in his first Major League Table Tennis weekend.
Just watching the strokes, looking at the placement with such ease. I really like Brossier's game, but he's going to have to do more on the backhand side in order to compete with somebody at the level of Damien Provost.
Give me 25%. Thanks, that's perfect. So just in case, on the serve toss early on in the first match, you might have wondered—
Joined now by Damien Provost. Congrats, Damien, on 3 more wins, 3 straight over Benjamin. What was the mindset coming into today? What were the keys to victory?
It's a little bit difficult because we know each other very well. We were teammates the past 2 years in Belgium. So I think probably the key was the first set. We were both very tense. And with this format, when you win the first set, you feel a little bit better, and when you lose it, it's a little bit tougher. So I think, yeah, this 5-1 lead, and then is 7-6. If I lose this one, it can be totally different. But I'm very happy I could win 3-0. So yeah, I'm happy with this.
And Damien, just in general, how excited are you with being part of Major League Table Tennis? What does it mean to you to be here in Florida for the first matches?
Yeah, it means so much. It's been 15 years that I'm coming to the US, and I'm saying to everybody that wants to hear me that it would be so amazing to have a league in the US, and it happens today. So I was like, when I heard about it, it was really amazing, and from the first day, the first minute, I wanted to be part of it, and I'm part of it, and I'm very proud, and I really like, and I'm very proud the way it's organized. It's so well, and can't wait to come back next month.
Off to a good start, and the best is still to come. Damien, congrats. We'll see you for the Golden Game later on.
Thank you, thank you.
In fact, we'll see him for doubles even sooner than that. He'll be playing doubles today with Emily Tan against Dan Gorak and Matilda Ekholm. Now we look at Ojo Ona-Olapo and Daniele Pinto.
Another left-handed battle.
Yeah, what does that mean to you?
Means a lot of forehands as players like to step around, and you see Pinto right here warming up his forehand from the backhand corner. There's not going to be an absence of firepower in this match. Ojo, big forehand attacks. Pinto, great footwork. See which of these players can control the serve and serve return in order to get that first forehand going.
Daniele Pinto was swept by Kai Zhang on Friday night in 3 very, very close games. Ona-Olapo begins with a serve.
0-1.
Tough break for Ojo as it goes off the net on the return.
And there's the forehand play of Ojo.
1.
Ona-Olapo swept Jeremy Hazin. His singles debut was yesterday against Carolina. coming out wailing on the ball.
Ojo really does have one speed, and it's just rip the ball. He's been the heart and soul of the Crocs, just really pumping his teammates up.
4-1.
And a 4-1 lead now for Onalapo.
Nice short return there
4.
by Pinto. That's a real key off the serve. You can stop the server from making that first forehand attack. There's a quick drop shot out to the forehand. Well-placed ball. Neither of these players want to be starting with their backhands if they don't have to. They'd like to step around and get their forehand into play.
You gave me the general stereotype for lefties. What about a lefty from Italy versus a lefty from Nigeria?
Nigeria has a rich tradition of table tennis in Africa, along with Egypt.
2-5.
Italy, not among the very best, but they've got a young team these days in Pinto.
6-2.
Just great hands, great feet, super attitude. So this should be a really tight match. The international flavor of table tennis, especially in Major League table tennis, players from so many countries, a lot of French players, in addition to the stars from the United States, both male and female.
Wow. It's hard to believe that Ojo Onalapo was just a 7th round draft pick, but he is on the verge of improving to 4-0 in singles at the MLTT level.
So strong when he steps around his backhand.
Wow.
Just the misdirection,
9.
inside out, no hesitation. And in his previous match against Jeremy Hazin, again, a lefty-lefty combination, so that's a nice thing to have under your belt when you do go against another southpaw. Look at that directional.
Onalapo just in complete control here. Mixing and matching his shots, keeping Pinto off balance. Not sure what Coach Owens is going to say after this first game.
I really think the only thing he can say is just forget about the blowout and try to get away from Ojo's forehand. He's got to get into the points on his terms. Look at that forehand there.
11-2. Game 1 to Crocs.
Great start for Ojo Onalapo, 11-2. And it did not feel that close.
Ojo just firing on all cylinders. Great misdirection. Number of those forehands. Pinto had left his forehand open, and Ojo still passed him on the backhand side. Just amazing angles by both players. Out to the forehand, keeping it in play, and then just super topspin, bringing the ball down, getting the whiff. And then just anything that comes off the end of the table. Ojo bringing the forehand rip, taking game 1 convincingly.
Fresh slate for Daniele Pinto, the start of game 2. Getting some words of wisdom from Owens and Provost. For players who want to coach, keep on dancing. No shame in dancing, whether the camera's on you or not. Dance like no one's watching. For veteran players who might have coaching aspirations, MLTT and the team concept provides great opportunity to flex those muscles.
Absolutely. The number of coaches that have come out of the woodwork to sign up and then to take on this very difficult challenge of picking players. After the entire international field.
1.
Over 150 to 200 players signed up for the draft.
Ojo picking up right where he left off.
Let above the table, not dipping, above the table.
So the toss must be from behind the back line and stay above. I don't know if that change in service forced Ojo to mistime the ball.
Interesting.
Some good short play by Pinto.
Oh, what a winner.
Pinto with a great aggressive push into the body. I don't know how Ojo got around that ball. A little bit of a matrix move to bend and then take his forehand down the line.
You're saying there is no spoon?
And this is just Ojo on fire. Just down the line from the backhand court, down the line from the forehand court.
Pinto with an impressive response there when it looked like Ojo had another winner.
Pinto has to take some risks. He has to get into the points on different terms because Ojo's just been finishing the points directly, and great hook to bring that ball back by Pinto.
Pinto in front 4-3.
He's done better, twice as good this game as last game, but a much better job at returning serves, keeping them much shorter, although the 3 points Ojo has made have been big winners.
4-4.
Taking a page out of the Onaolapo playbook right there. Daniele Pinto with a no-doubt winner.
If you can't beat him, join him. Nice forehand drive down the line. Again, moving early. If Ojo could have seen, Pinto started to step around while he was still hitting the ball. Perfect timing. Got away with a nice deep serve.
5-6.
Super placement right into the body.
Change of pace.
And these players are so fast with their footwork, you can't just serve it to a dead spot. You've got to go to where you think they're going to move to. Nice one there by Ojo, right into the elbow.
6.
He just pushes it and then looping right in between that forehand and backhand transition point.
6-all. Game 2.
Oh, great over the table loop by Pinto.
6.
How has Pinto settled in? He's looked like a different player in Game 2 compared to Game 1.
It looks like he's just a little more comfortable on the serve and serve return. He's keeping it shorter. His serves aren't trailing off the end of the table, allowing Ojo to make a big loop.
7.
Ojo plays with such confidence. It's really an all or nothing. Not so much a second gear that just puts it into overdrive. He's got the serve. Excellent fight by Ojo. Serving a backhand, he hasn't been doing that much, but he got the opening and then continued to get his forehand into play. Amazing. Serves the ball deep into the body. Pinto able to step around and spin it up, and then instead of blocking it out to the forehand, goes right back at the body and just jams him. Pinto didn't know what to expect after that shot.
That was vicious. Inject that point into my veins. I mean, my goodness, acrobatic athleticism that we're seeing from both guys.
I mean, deep serves in order to put extreme pressure, and then they go wide into the backhand. Pinto needs this game.
Ojo sets up game point.
That's just a great over-the-table backhand. We all know that Ocho's forehand can deliver, but for him to be so aggressive at the end of the game with his backhand. Back to the backhand serve.
Game point. And Ojo Onalapo makes it 2 straight. Much harder fought battle this time, but Daniele Pinto still comes up short. An 11-8 win for Onalapo.
And Ojo just continues to get the job done. Great play on both forehand and backhand sides. Players going for risky shots, but Ojo just too much topspin, too much power, and great placement.
Frank Arias told me before today's action that Ojo has elevated his status on their team, a 7th round pick, but he is not the 7th best player on the team in his mind right now because of the energy he's brought and the level he has risen his game to.
He has played so well. Generally when you see Nigerians play, they always have great forehands, but today his backhand is sending a strong message.
Remember, Ojo Onalapo has a chance to tie this up right now.
So Ojo trying to make it a clean sweep for Frank Arias. Arias, the coach of the Crocs, moved to Miami in 2005, grew up in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Frank began playing table tennis when he was 8 years old, and he was introduced to Mario Alvarez, one of the greatest of all time from the Dominican Republic. He was asked to go play a tournament out of the country when he was 12, and his mom said, no, you have studies to attend to. He was frustrated. He broke his paddle, quit the sport for the next 30 years. Did not play table tennis again until he was 42 years old, 3 decades later. Why did he start playing table tennis again? Because he was 280 pounds, and he said, I had to do something. So now he's at 198 pounds. He's dropped over 80 pounds playing table tennis.
And just loving being the coach of the Crocs.
No question about it. He's still got some game, too, now. He's won some medals in Latin America and Pan Am Games over the past decade. Just turned 58 years old. Arias, and coaching the Dominican Republic national team over the past half decade as well. I was thinking, Sean, if Frank hadn't given up table tennis all those years, he might have been a competitor of yours.
Yeah, he's just a couple years older, and I did have a chance to play against Mario Alvarez, who's just a tremendous player. So the Americas is strong, and it's just great that Frank is part of Major League Table Tennis. He brings a lot of experience to the mix.
What was Mario's style? What's the DR style of table tennis?
And Mario was the biggest showman there ever was. Sometimes he'd actually hit shots under his leg, but always colorful, always flamboyant, always speaking to the opponent as well.
The Adam Bobrow of his time.
A little bit, yeah. He could lob, he could chop, and he could hit balls as hard as anyone.
Ojo serving one more time with a 3-2 lead here in game 3.
Oh, that ball was a little
3-3.
Trying to turn it over too fast off the bounce. And the first match was a sweep with Damien Provost over Benjamin Grossier. Ojo would like to even up this series here with his own sweep.
3-3. 4-3.
A little aggressive on the backhand side. It's fared well in games 1 and 2, but Ojo is a forehand-oriented player, and look at that, taking the ball down the line. Pinto still in the backhand corner. 7 feet from the ball.
Oh no, Alapo elevating into the leaderboard in terms of winners.
That was a great recovery by Ojo off of a very strong flip by Pinto.
Switch.
Switching at 5.
Doubles coming up after this. Provost playing with Emily Tan. Then Dan Gorak and Matilda Ekholm.
Oh, nice deep push there by Pinto. One thing just to push the ball over, it's another thing to push it so deep that you mess with the timing of the opponent.
Caught the tip of the net, did not land on the table, so Pinto surges into a 6-5 lead.
Went for a wide angle there.
Come on, let's keep fighting. Come on. Come on, level work. Come on, level work. Come on, level.
Pinto really trying to keep that serve return short. He does not want to see Ojo's big forehand.
Here Frank Aria saying, let's just keep fighting, keep fighting.
You can see Ojo loving the success on the backhand side of the paddle. Great shot down the line. So many straight balls from both these lefties. Very difficult to track the balls that are played opposite of the diagonal.
Wow. Just too much power.
9.
On that last ball, Pinto actually changed hands, thinking he was going to have to deal with a wide ball out to his right side. Ojo went into the backhand of the right-handed Pinto.
Pinto,
9,
a
7.
vicious winner there to get back within 2.
He's still fighting right now, but Ojo with the serve.
Let's play.
Good loop by Pinto. A little bit of a mini break. He would love to be serving at 9-all.
Florida erupts in celebration as Ojo sets up a game point on Pinto's serve.
Teammates just as impressed as Ojo is in order to let Pinto make the first attack and then just to counterattack it with ease down the line.
Game point.
9, 10.
Pinto saves 1.
And able to block back some of these strong forehand loops. Ojo is looking good on the offense.
You know what you have to do. Come on.
Ten. Universe point.
Do or die right now. Can Ojo sweep?
Pinto able to salvage the final game, coming from 10-8 down, closing strong to get a point for his team as the Wind stay in front overall 4-2 heading into the doubles.
And off of Ojo's serve, Pinto able to get into the point, make a couple of blocks, and just keep the pressure on Ojo, who's been playing so well here in Daytona Beach.
I'll keep it short then. Doubles must alternate serves, and that line in the middle of the table, it's only there for a serve cross court. In doubles, you must serve from the right side on the diagonal. So 4-2, Chicago wins.
So it's a 4-2 game. Ojo gets 2 points for Florida, but Pinto avoids being swept.
Quick players, let's practice.
And doubles coming up next.
Will be starting shortly.
Emily Tan's going to be playing doubles for the third straight day, but for the third straight day, she'll be playing with a different teammate. Played with Sasha Hanin on Friday, Dan Liu on Saturday. It'll be Tan and Damien Provost today, going against Gorak and Ekholm, who have been together every day, and they're 4-2 so far. We're now joined by Daniele Pinto, down 2-0 and 10-8, facing game point in that third one. What did you say to yourself to keep on fighting, and how did it feel to get that win in the third game?
I was a little disappointed because my game was not what I was expecting. Expecting to, but you know, I tried to fight till the end and to be more aggressive.
So what were you thinking on that final point off of his serve to get your first attack going, or were you comfortable with him doing an opening shot?
I was thinking to attack, of course, because with a passive game I was not winning many points, so this was my idea.
What was it like handling Ojo's forehand that seemed to have just incredible pace time and time again?
Yeah, it was really great. I didn't expect that power, so I'm really happy that I could take the last game, really.
What has this weekend meant to you, Daniele, to be a part of the first ever Major League Table Tennis experience?
Really, I was expecting something more about myself. I could win only one game, but this for me was, I mean, something important because it was the last one, so I can go home with, you know, some better sensation. So, well, thank you.
More time, more good time ahead. Thanks, Daniele.
Thanks to you.
Daniele Pinto from Terni, Italy. And we are now set for doubles. Emily Tan serving for Chicago. How tough is it to play with 3 different partners in 3 straight days?
Not easy for sure. And the team of Ekholm and Gorak, seasoned pros, played in the European Tour, played in the Olympic Games. Got to be the heavy favorites.
1-2. Net 2-2.
Ekholm and Gorak swept their first doubles match over Desantillan and Guan 3-0 on Friday.
And such a different style of opponent.
Yeah.
Both offensive players with Emily Tan and Damien Provost. Both teams taking advantage of a righty-lefty combination.
Yesterday they won just one game against Anglais.
Oh, nice. 2-6.
Nice forehand flip there by Damien Provost. Nice counterattack there by Ekholm. Crocs really leaning on placement to get their attacks going.
Yeah, they feel like they're in total control here. There's the chemistry, there's also the execution.
And that was, again, a great backhand play by Chicago Winds' Damien Provost. Just beautiful over the table backhand, flipping a winner. Gorak unable to keep it in play.
Good finish from Provost. He's had a couple good shots in a row.
Just
Gotten the win within 3.
So smooth in all of his shots. Never looks like he's overhitting. Great placement. Oh, nice misdirection there by Gorak. Ekholm giving him a service. Shot there. A lot of pressure from the Crocs.
Tan wearing a frustration on her face right now. Just a few errors that set up game point.
So what's very common is that not the server will tell his partner what type of serve he's going to do, but the partner said, this is the type of
11-5 in game 1 for the Florida Crocs duo. Daniel Gorak and Matilda Ekholm.
The Florida Crocs is Daniel Gorak and Masi Ekholm secure it with a very strong performance there. 11-5.
Again, nice serve, quick block, but Gorak with the powerful forehand that gets netted.
You're not a player you just crush a lot? It's okay, we won't tell your husband. What's your name?
I'm sure that Coach Frank
Illifer
was planning in this doubles, actually it's a mixed doubles match,
Do you have any questions about
Gorak
anything you're watching?
and Ekholm could sweep. We talk about it in singles, but the doubles just as important.
An expert behind you in life, that's all you need.
Daniel Gorak will be playing 2 matches
expert.
in this team
Now,
match
expert,
for the
let's talk
Crocs.
to you. You forced, you strongly encouraged, you convinced your wife to come out and watch your favorite sport. Tell us your name? Salim. So tell us about your table tennis experience.
So we play at Princeton.
We meaning everybody except your
So an
wife.
11-5 win in game 1. This is a look at the expanded standings, and you can see, Florida hasn't lit the world on fire in singles. 11 and 13 in singles, but the doubles, they've been very good. They're now 5-2 in doubles, if you add the one they just won, and most importantly, 2-0 in the Golden Game.
Worth 6 points each.
How about Carolina's singles record and doubles record and overall record?
When you blow a team out, you just get some space between you and the rest of the competition.
Crocs to serve. 0-0.
Chicago will be no worse than 3rd place, even with no more points today. They're already ahead of Princeton.
Next.
Chicago has a chance to really rise up in the standings.
This is a good combination for the Crocs with Ekholm serving to Tan. Tan's got to be careful not to just put it into play because Gorak is so strong. shorter by Emily Tan. These are the matchups, Evan, that we see in mixed doubles, where sometimes the female's opening shot won't be powerful enough, and then the male partner, when that order sets up, will be able to really take advantage of it.
4-1.
Tan
Provost
wants to find that loop.
Yeah, and Provost is saying, come on, don't worry about it, Emily. Got a lot of play ahead of us. That's a nice forehand flip down the line by Damien.
Gorak's going to stay on the table. Play singles coming up right after this against Dan Liu.
Caught her racket on the edge of the table.
I think it advantaged Gorak in that next singles match.
I would say so. And here you see Emily stepping around, trying to make that forehand loop, but
6-2.
Ekholm really just putting so much pressure on Tan, both on the serve and serve return.
Oh, Tan going for everything. Not really playing within herself there.
And the challenge is for Emily is these are three very seasoned top European players that are professional players, and she's still in her high school out in California, so.
And look, she's held her own the last couple of days. There's no doubt about it. 17-year-old struggling here today. And Ekholm puts it away cross court.
Matilda very strong from the backhand side, mixing it up.
Ten
10-2. Ekholm, long look at her paddle, like it betrayed her. Still game point. 11-3. So that's 22-8 across 2 games so far for Gorak and Ekholm. They were favored going into this doubles match, and we'll see if Provost and Tan can mount any resistance, or if this will be an easy, clean sweep.
I mean, the Crocs look so solid, just operating as one player. Emily doing everything she can to get her attacks going, but so difficult with the change of spin, the placement, just the experience of Ekholm and Gorak.
It'll only bounce once on the opponent's half of the table. Maybe like 25. So if it bounces once on the opponent's side on the serve and then comes out, it's long, which means the receiver can get a full swing.
Damien Provost went 3-0 in singles earlier today, but has not been able to find the chemistry with his partner Tan and do much against Gorak and Ekholm here.
And I think Coach Eric Owens is just saying, you know, forget about these first two. Let's do anything we can to get a game out of this so that they can start 5-4 going into Gorak and Dan Liu.
Game 3, win to serve, 0-0.
Gorak and Liu in third singles, and then Michelle Levinsky versus Alex Kazaku in the fourth singles match before the final golden game of the weekend. Provost will begin serving here in game 3.
You can hear the crowd, the Chicago win, really wanting to help their team members get out to a good start here in the final game.
down, able to win the point for the Crocs.
And Emily going for it at the end with a very big forehand off of an opponent down on the ground.
Provost fools Gorak with his spin there. And it's 2-1 for Chicago.
A great forehand hit from the back court. Provost normally doesn't find himself that far back. But Emily popped the ball up a little bit. Provost able just to swing across the body to keep it in play. And Provost is just hitting big shot after big shot here from the backcourt. Crocs moving the ball around, getting the first attack, and then look at Provost down on the ground with his forehand counterattack.
Or 4-2 as they check the towels. You know, Damien Provost, 38 years old, has been playing a long time. Matilda Ekholm's 41. Gorak spent more than 2 decades in the Polish national team. And then Emily Tan's getting ready for math class tomorrow, senior year of high school.
Maybe some English and biology.
Keep it up.
Provost has been playing so big here in game 3. Just encouraging Emily not to worry about missing her shots, but to keep taking them. That's setting him up so well.
Really feels like it would be just huge for Chicago if they could get this win here. Avoid the sweep. They've already had a better game than they've had in either of the first 2.
Nice backhand attack. You can see the high fives.
Timeout taken by Florida. Frank Arias will have a chat with his duo that looks so unstoppable and dominant in the first 2 games of this doubles match.
It's just been all Chicago win, but credit Damien for just taking control over this game and getting Emily to be a lot more comfortable and confident, not worried if she makes an easy mistake with all these experienced pros out here.
One other doubles dynamic I was curious to ask about when the team is calling the play. How many different plays does the average doubles team have before a point?
When they're giving the hand signals, if the server gives the signal, they'll be saying what type of serve, what type of spin. Maybe if it's a deep serve, they'll give an additional signal. Or if the non-server decides to say, what type of ball do I want? I want an underspin ball back, I want a top spin. Or they might show position. So there's a lot of things, and that's where these experienced teams really get the advantage. Emily right there said what type of ball she wants. Look at Provost just hitting winner after winner from the backcourt. Back home not happy.
Tan did a nice job navigating around the table to keep that ball alive.
And after you come out of that timeout, you want to win the next point so badly.
To let?
Let 3-7.
Great return by Emily.
For the first 2 games, Gorak and Ekholm could do no wrong. Now they're down 8-4 after that error from Tan.
Tan went for a very extreme backhand and a tricky serve by Ekholm. Tan just needs to allow Provost to touch the ball. He's been so on fire. And he really doesn't need to worry about hitting winners at this point. But a great serve there.
9-4.
Second serve here for Tan. Too long for Ekholm, and now 7 game points for Chicago to salvage the finale here in doubles. Crocs kill one of those game points, but still a bunch more coming. And with the doubles decided, Chicago gets the 1 point to close out this 2-on-2 battle. And they're back in front, 5-4 overall with the team score, with 2 more singles matches plus the golden game coming up.
And Provost just played outstanding here in game 3 with super forehands. You can see the excitement there, stopping the sweep from the Crocs. Chicago win very pleased to stop that sweep of the very experienced Daniel Gorak and Matilda Ekholm.
And also Florida Crocs.
They got their 2 points.
You guys go to the concession stand.
Chicago has
You're going the right way.
momentum on their side right now.
They're over there. Match time will be back shortly.
So it's very tight, 5-4 Chicago leading as we head back into the singles, joined by Matilda Ekholm. Mati, I imagine you're frustrated by what happened in game 3, but can we talk about the first 2 games to start? What went well for you and Dan in those first 2 games?
We stick to the plan, follow through with it, and we were just better than them when we actually stick to the tactic and strategically play the doubles the way we should. Doubles is so much strategy, so yeah, I'm upset that we started like freestyling in the third set. It was not good.
And Maddie, with Provost playing such big shots, how much can you do when he's just landing things out of position often?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we don't want to get there. We wanna place the ball so that he can't do those things because we don't want him to have enough time for it. So, but of course they played much better in the third set. It's not like I'm saying we should have won easily, but we didn't stick to the plan, and yeah, that cost us the set. So.
2 days in a row, we've seen your team rise to the moment in the golden game. What has been the secret to your chemistry, and what's the mindset going into it today?
Yeah, we have great team spirit. Like, it's amazing to be here with this team. Everybody's just like having so much fun, and I think that's the way it should be. Like, enough amount of pressure, but also just enjoying and pushing each other to be better, and I'm sure we will prevail to do it also.
I like the confidence. We'll let you watch your doubles partner play singles here, and we look forward to seeing you at the golden game in a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Matilda. The star from Sweden, 7 times a national champ in singles, 9 times a national champ in doubles. She said, table tennis has been in my life since I can remember.
Currently the head coach and in charge of coaches at Ping Pot in New York, so if you happen to be there and you want to look her up and get some lessons from her or her other coaches, great personality, great ambassador for the sport, has done so much moving from Sweden to live in the US and in New York City.
She grew up in a small village called Vikingstad. Only 2 sports you could play that had a coach. She did both. She did table tennis and soccer. She said that she was better at table tennis, so she stuck with that.
0-0.
All right, Gorak and Liu in the third singles match here. Gorak to serve. Wow. Quite the opening statement there from Dan. I guess from Daniel. We have two Dans going head to head. Gorak and Liu. Gorak leads 2-zip.
And he played so exceptionally well last night, both in the singles as well as in the golden game. I would say he's the heavy favorite right now.
Liu quickly down 3-0 here. Liu 1-5. He dropped 3 straight to Enzo Angles on Friday. And took 1 game against Matthew de Saint-Hilaire in the Princeton match yesterday. Gorak dictating the tempo.
Just in every single direction. So fast, off the bounce. Not giving Dan Liu even a chance to breathe.
Unreal.
It's almost like letting Dan Liu make that first opening so he can just power through on the counterattack.
Gorak 4-2 in singles so far. Took 2 out of 3 from de Saint-Hilaire on Friday, and then took 2 out of 3 from Romain Lawrence on Saturday. And he's jumped out to a 5-1 lead here. 5 straight points before the error. We have not had an 11-0 game yet in Major League Table Tennis. This will not be the first right here.
2-5.
The first might be you versus me later today.
We'll give it a shot.
If you like, I'll spot you a few points.
6-2.
Again, Daniel Gorak just so strong on both wings.
How are you lefty, Sean? You'd beat me pretty handily lefty too, you think?
It would be closer.
7-2.
What about an eye patch on one eye? Lefty, an eye patch,
and a chair.
You can only stand on one foot. You're gonna hop on one foot. All right, no one cares about the handicaps that I'm gonna put on you when we play later.
All I know is I'm glad I'm not playing these players right now, because each one of them has really brought an amazing level. Major League Table Tennis.
I think it was off the air when I asked you how many points would you get against these players, or said what would happen if you played these players here, and you're like, I think I could get 2 or 3 points, which you're an Olympian.
Yeah, these guys are just so sharp. They're in training. It's been a number of years since I was in training or competitive, but I just have so much respect for what these guys are doing. The speed of the ball. I mean, it's just, I'm in awe of some of the shots that we've seen over the last 2 days. Definitely love the Crocs energy level and Daniel Gorak. It's a fan favorite here in Florida for sure.
9-4.
And I think I and our audience, frankly, should be in awe of your awe. The fact that you have such high regard.
This is so exciting. USA has needed a pro league, like Damien Provost said. He's been here a number of years, and he's saying, what is missing in the U.S.? And now we have a pro league and so many international stars that have come out to join it.
Did you play overseas in your career?
Yeah, I played in Sweden, actually, at the same club that Matilda did in Stockholm. So we have a little bit of a history there, playing for the same coaches.
11-4.
11-4 for Daniel Gorak against Dan Liu. And Florida with the equalizer to tie things up 5 apiece.
I really don't know what Eric Owens can say to Dan Liu. There's just a difference in level here with Daniel Gorak playing so well.
And there is a lot on the line.
You see the forehand loop off the table, off the bounce, open court. Dan just trying to get something going.
Say your name again.
And just catching a lot of balls on the backswing.
Liu lost his first 5 singles games and then did salvage the finale against Matthew de Saint-Hilaire yesterday. Beat him 11-7 after losing 11-7, 11-9. But this one looked a little bit more like the Liu-Angles matchups with Gorak. Again, Gorak, the number 2 pick in the draft. Enzo, the number 1 pick. It's going to be the thing that My biggest disappointment from the weekend is not getting to see those two guys play 3 games singles. Hopefully we see it in South Carolina next month.
Absolutely.
Game 2. Win to serve. 0-0.
Liu was antsy to get that service off. He was still announcing the score.
It's just so much pressure on Liu. Once he makes that first attack, it often comes back faster off of Gorak's paddle.
Net. 2-0.
Not only is Gorak getting nets, he's also getting edges, which adds a little more salt to the wound here. Just a big forehand that catches the corner, and that's a little bit better there, getting into the rally.
2-3.
We've seen Gorak just explode in some of those returns, and there's not much Dan Liu can do.
Good serve. Just coming in over to do that backhand flip. Heavy, heavy side spin and top spin.
4-3.
Let's go, Danny.
These are the 2 highest rated players on their teams.
Just so much firepower from the backcourt. Gorak having all the time in the world to choose what he wants to do with the ball.
Keep it up. Come on.
Or to keep it up from Frank Arias. Gorak has kept it up.
And Liu having trouble just getting his paddle on the ball. That time he made contact, but it wasn't anywhere near going towards the net. Just so much pressure to touch the ball.
6-4.
Dan Liu having a little bit of a comeback here with Gorak with the serve. More spin, more speed, and more placement. Gorak just has everything going his way.
Best point of the match for Dan Liu.
Got a couple quality forehands in.
Had Gorak off balance for a moment. Never really got back in the point.
Gorak hadn't seen a 5 or 6 shot rally.
Seven all here in game 2.
Let's go, Danny. Let's go.
Suddenly,
we've seen some streaks.
Come on, Danny.
wow. Gorak seizing control back with the power.
Dan Liu just kind of chopping the ball back, but popping it up.
Missed the serve.
Very uncharacteristic there at such a late point in the game.
This is like in Family Feud when one side has done all the work and then the other side at the last minute has a chance to steal.
Exactly.
And he's got a 9-8 lead.
Just a mistiming by Gorak. He had a step around all set up.
It's Liu with a 9-8 lead. 9-9.
Very aggressive play by Gorak and then finding the wide angle.
Two or three more points here in game two. And Florida timeout taken by Frank Arias. Daniel Gorak was so dominant in game number one, and he got off to a pretty good start in game two as well. But Dan Liu took the lead and is in position to try and steal this and get an important point for Chicago.
And Gorak just, you can look on his face, not pleased with his last couple shot selections. But finally, getting a ball to tie it up after a great forehand out to Dan Liu's wide forehand position. Mixing it up.
And Alex Kazaku. So a lot of excitement between these two fast.
Just watch these facial expressions from Dan Gorak.
What are they talking about? Discussing
both in the flow of the match.
My opponent. Sometimes a little bit less spin,
intensity
sometimes slowing down, sometimes taking
exuding from his presence.
After the great play last night, a little bit of a letdown. They were trying to sweep into doubles, lost the third game. Gorak had everything going his way after game one, but Dan Liu is fighting back.
And Liu leads 10-9.
And gets the entire Chicago wind on their feet. Dan Liu just timing the forehands perfectly.
Game point for Liu. And 10.
Gorak wants this badly.
Universe point here between Daniel Gorak and Dan Liu.
10-10.
With the two teams tied 5-all overall. And Gorak takes it. Liu was so close to the steal, but Gorak survives and wins it 11-10.
Liu with the deep serve into the body. Gorak turns the corner and they just go toe-to-toe, forehand to forehand from the backhand corner until finally Liu nets the ball.
And if that gets over the net, he's in pretty good position there, Liu.
Absolutely, both players doing what they wanted. But Daniel Gorak once again raising his game when it's needed most.
How well do you know Daniel Gorak?
Dan Liu threw everything at him that he could. Very deep, aggressive serve, taking a big risk, and then stepping around. Just a great play by both players.
Come on.
Gorak really setting the stage well. Big forehands, moving the ball around so well, but Dan Liu fighting back as much as he can to stay in this game.
All right, good to have you here. Good luck.
Down 10-9. He got Liu going to go into the net, and then he played a great point at 10-10 as well. And now the question is, can Gorak complete the sweep, or will Liu continue to show his grit and grind one out here?
0-0.
He has experience winning the third game, but playing against Daniel Gorak, slightly different. Look at that, ace down the line. We've seen some mistimed, but we haven't seen any direct serves that don't even elicit a return.
1-1.
Liu gets it back on his serve at 1-1. Too much.
Yeah, the difference is Dan Liu, when he's looping the ball up, he's looping it up. When Daniel Gorak's playing it, he's driving it forward. He's just waiting for the right ball to finish.
2-1 Gorak leads.
2-2.
2-2.
Nice backhand attack there off the serve by Gorak.
Three.
You hear Coach Arias just telling Daniel Gorak, just work the point. Doesn't have to go for anything special. Just get into it on his terms.
You agree with that advice?
Yeah, and that works 90% for every player. Just extend the rally, mix it up. Oh, and Dan Liu with a nice attack there into the body.
Liu is found something. I mean, obviously he struggled in game 1, but since the start of game 2, he's been a different player. Very competitive, neck and neck. And they've split the last 28 points they've played.
So there's a nice backhand down the line.
5. Change sides.
Dan Liu always has a positive attitude. You will never see him get down on himself, regardless of the score.
Describes himself as a passion player, as we said, the father of 3, lives in the San Jose area.
And originally, as a younger player, he was using the penholder grip and only recently changed over to a shake hands, which really changes the serve dynamic and the backhand side, especially. Forehand somewhat similar.
5.
Five all.
Come on, Danny.
Dan Liu staying toe-to-toe up at the table, reducing the time.
This one feels like we're going to 10-10 again, doesn't it?
One thing for sure is Dan Liu will never give up. He will fight till the end. When you've got teammates behind you needing your points, even more of an incentive.
6-6.
So solid by Gorak. Dan Liu does a wonderful job to get that first attack back, but then Gorak takes it right off the bounce.
Eric Owens taking a timeout.
Called timeout.
Chicago takes the timeout. 7-6. Gorak leads here in game 3. He dominated game 1. He narrowly squeaked by in game 2.
Some players have trouble with long reverse pendulum serves, or whatever it is that Daniel Gorak is doing to that ball where he wraps around
Gorak really doing a nice job of moving the ball around, really trying to find that transition point in the center of the table. Dan Liu would have to choose between a backhand and a forehand. That time, Dan Liu with a really nice off the bounce backhand attack.
Happy to hear that
just
was
netting it out.
informative, but also vulnerable and insightful. Look who's on screen right there, Tyson, A, and the commissioner himself. Daniel Gorak back at the table as soon as Dan is ready.
Time.
With a subtle change, whether it's mental,
See if Gorak can finish this off, or if Liu can change his story from week 1.
7-6 here in game 3.
7-6.
Liu is the second round pick of the Chicago Wind. Gorak, the second overall pick in the draft.
Oh, beautiful over the table loop by Dan Liu. Directly off the serve.
Gorak with one heck of a return there.
Just as offensive-minded as Dan Liu's last shot. Gorak plays a strong backhand directly on the serve.
8.
8 all.
Let's go, Danny. Come on.
Gorak unloading on the backhand.
Just no stopping Gorak when he takes a full swing. Lined it up and played it perfectly out to the forehand side. Just quality spin by Gorak. Dan Liu did a nice job to get into the rally, but Gorak just has so much more spin. Just takes the block, spins it up, and is unable to keep the offense going.
Another game point. Gorak going for the sweep. Liu saves 1.
You said we could go 10-10.
To Universe again.
That was Dan Liu's best shot of the match so far. A beautiful third ball attack. No deuce.
Huge point here. Final point of the match. And Gorak takes it. Unleashing the crocodile chomp with the right mix of power, touch, and clutch. Daniel Gorak sweeps Dan Liu 3-zip.
Just showing why he is the class of the Florida Crocs. Excellent play. Keeping pressure on Dan Liu, who played 2 final point games in 2 and 3, but giving Florida a 2-point lead going into the final singles match.
Valiant battle from Dan Liu. I hope he can see the positives despite the obvious frustration. Tough singles weekend for Dan, but those were some incredible points he played late, battling back against Gorak, but just too much from the first round pick from Poland, and Dan Gorak joins us now. Dan, 11-4 in game number 1, and then 2 11-10 nail biters. How did you hang on down the stretch there?
The first set was for me very easy. I played so good. I feel today, even during this all weekend, I play such a good, and which I'm so happy because I help a lot my team. Of course, maybe I was a little bit too scared. Like it's going so well this match, and he starting to play more risk, and he win couple of balls, which little bit I was more stressed, but I calmed down. I took time out, also very important, and I'm happy to win 3 points for my team, and I hope we'll win all the game.
And what are you thinking going into the golden game right now? More offense, you've been on fire, hitting a lot of winners, or a little bit more control?
I think I'm not thinking about this, how we should play. I think it's very important to focus each point for our team, and I think we have very good team spirit, and this helps a lot during this weekend, and help if we play this way, then we win also a gold match.
Were you surprised by how Dan Liu changed his level from games 1 to games 2 and 3?
No, the table tennis, the game change all the time because all the players over here are very good. They also, everyone wants to win today and like all this weekend, and I'm happy to be here and also help my team, and that's it.
Well, that's 5 out of 6 points for you in singles and doubles. Congratulations. We'll see you in the golden game very soon.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Daniel Gorak, 5-time Polish national champion. And we got one more singles match. It's Michel Lewinsky, the Israeli-born lefty for the Florida Crocs, set to take on Alex Kazaku, who's been a Romanian national champ in the team event 7 times. 34-year-old Kazaku against the 28-year-old Lewinsky. Does this feel like a toss-up to you, or do you give one of these guys a slight edge?
On the serve and serve return, Lewinsky's very
Game
strong.
1, win to
But
serve.
Kazaku, you've
0-0.
seen him just hit bombs in the previous matches, so I would say right now, the longer the rallies go, look at Kazaku to come out big, but Lewinsky, excellent serves. He can set himself up, give Kazaku a lot of problems.
One, 0.
Both these players have competed in singles once this weekend. Both played against Princeton's Sonora Silva. Kazaku took 2 out of 3. Lewinsky took 1 out of 3 against Silva.
1, 2.
Silva, perhaps the revelation of the first weekend of Major League Table Tennis, as the undrafted free agent coming in and making a name for himself at age 18 from Sri Lanka. A 4-1 start for Kazaku. What's working for him?
I mean, really, it's just his ability to contain Lewinsky's serve, which is such a big part of Lewinsky's game. Lewinsky plays a great backhand loop down the line. The more that Michel can load up that first ball, allow him to finish the point, but Kazaku, such firepower on both sides, always smiling. He's got a flamethrower on both his forehand and backhand side for big shots.
Oh, Lewinsky with the biggest forehand of the match thus far.
He was so thrilled, Lewinsky, to get drafted at a tough combine, but has added so much value and flavor to the Crocs.
4-4. Let. Arm blocking. 4-4.
So the umpire reminding the players, when you toss the ball, you have to get your arm out of the way, not to shield the ball from the opponent.
5-4.
Levinsky saw a winner but could not put it away. Kazaku back in front 5-4.
Four,
6-4 now as the serve shifts back to Michelle. Levinsky showing the frustration. He's given up 3 straight points.
We haven't seen the firepower that Kazaku demonstrated last night. Getting a lot more placement.
He's just letting Levinsky beat himself right now.
Just keeping the ball out of reach of a lot of offensive shots. Forcing Levinsky to go for the big shot. There's the power of Kazaku.
9-4.
Very smart play by Levinsky to go down the line twice.
Come on.
Game point here for Kazaku.
Let's go.
That's it for game one here in the 4th singles match. Kazaku fairly easily takes it 11-5.
Really kept that firepower in reserve. We only saw one big forehand bomb from Kazaku.
How was he able to handle Levinsky's serve the way he did?
He did a great job. He was able to get close to the ball, didn't let the spin get ahead of him. See this motion here, inside out, just a reverse and changing the angle. Soft touch over the net. Levinsky trying to keep it nice and low, and then here comes a beautiful forehand loop by Kazaku. Levinsky can change the spin up, whether it's side spin, top spin, underspin, moves it around, and he really tries to make it so that first ball he can be aggressive, take it down the line if possible.
Blows my mind watching it in slow-mo how guys aren't watching the ball hit the paddle on the serve.
Yeah, you've got to see what's happening on the other side of the net. If you look back, you can't see where they are. So they're 1 to 2 shots ahead very often. We've seen players move to get into position before the opponents actually touch the ball. So
these 2 guys right now battling for the edge in the Golden Game. You know, Kazaku's sweep would give Chicago a 1-point head start in the Golden Game. So far, the team that has had the lead going into the Golden Game is 5-0 in that Golden Game.
Net.
Princeton with a valiant comeback, but they just had too big of a hole to dig out of.
1 point away from going 20-20.
And they scored more points in the actual Golden Game than Carolina did, but the 5-0 head start enabled the Gold Rush to close it out 21-19. That was earlier today.
And that's what Kazaku wants to do, is if any of these serves come a little bit deep, just get that first spin in, send it back to Levinsky.
Kazaku in a groove right now. Levinsky just kind of tossed the paddle off his foot, kicked it back up to him. It was kind of cool. See if that changes his momentum
3-0
on the table.
Let the ball in the court. 3-0.
Oh, there's a change of spin there.
4.
Kazaku mixing it up. Kazaku having no difficulty at all with Levinsky's very strong service game. And there, well, as I mentioned, that it goes right into the bottom of the net. Levinsky changes it up.
But you're right. He has been a hot knife through butter through the first game and a half here.
Seen the frustration with Michelle. Wanting to get something going here in game 2.
5-2.
Confused Alex just a little bit. Lost his balance. Missed it.
3-5.
3 straight for Levinsky after falling behind 5-0.
And he's got the serve right now, so if he can just hold both of these.
Oh, tough break for
3-6.
Levinsky as Kazaku catches the edge of the table.
Levinsky did everything he could to try to get this ball back, but it was just on top of him.
What a shot, what an angle.
7-3.
Levinsky just laughing as to how Kazaku caught the edge right there. Again.
Net 7-3.
And there's the power of Kazaku.
3. Three, 9.
That's a nice third ball attack there.
9.
He's going to need about 7 more.
Just the beginning. Wow.
10-4. Ten, 5.
Little fake drop shot there by Levinsky.
Save 2 game points. Bunch more ahead.
Nice drop shot by Levinsky off of the short return by Kazaku.
Yeah, Levinsky stayed with it off the net. And that's game.
11-7. Game 2.
11-5 in game 1, 11-7 in game 2. And we are tied 7-all overall. And this game 3 will determine who has the edge starting the Golden game. And the edge starting the Golden game has been critical. As we said, teams 5-0 in Golden games when they start with an advantage. And oftentimes that advantage has just been a 1-point advantage.
And 1 point makes a difference. If you're going down to the wire and it does get to 20-20, there are no deuce games in the Golden game.
Shane and Nick, if you're watching, what was your record against Shane and Nick?
Levinsky.
Here's the little
off the foot, into the hand.
Looked like Tiger with the golf ball kind of bouncing it up and then hitting it in the air. Thank God he didn't let go of it one more time. But you know, he's facing such a strong player in Kazaku, and his serves have not been as effective as we've seen them in prior matches.
Levinsky's not exactly the epitome of a stoic competitor. He wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Yeah, I was thinking on that last ball, he's got to be careful. These umpires have no trouble tossing yellow cards out there. You don't want to put your team in a position, especially with the Golden game, where something might happen out of frustration that cost you a full point.
Game 3, win to serve, 0-0.
Kazaku will serve to start game 3. How about that ricochet and reaction from Levinsky?
One.
Michelle wants that one back.
Come on. Come on.
Kazaku really taking a risk there, running around, getting his forehand into play. That was a much better serve, a lot more spin. See Levinsky really digging into the ball.
Whose serve has impressed you the most this weekend overall?
Well, what I see a lot is the best serves just set up that first attack, and Angle just how he comes out of the gate, but of course Daniel Gorak as well.
Yeah, good call.
They get the game going how they want to. They don't hope to have the opponent miss the serve, but really to handcuff them, leave them nothing to work with.
Miss hit by Levinsky.
Change sides.
And they'll change sides at 5-2 with Kazaku firmly in control. 27-14 is the aggregate score between these three games.
2-5.
The Romanian has been in charge.
There's a direct point.
Mix it up, come on.
Wow.
6-3.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Kazaku just continuing to get the breaks. Big forehand catches the net, but still falls into play.
3-7.
Come on, let's go.
For Levinsky, it's almost like two opponents out there. And that's a great serve there.
7.
That's what he normally counts on, at least 2 or 3 points every game. Kazaku's done a great job keeping the ball in play. And there's a net
7-5
to balance it out.
Come on. Come on. Vamos.
That was the most meager apology wave that we've seen all weekend, just not a very quick glance, more stay focused, don't give him anything. And now Kazaku catches the break as it just ticked off the net on the way by, disrupting Levinsky's return. 8-5.
6-8.
Back and forth we go on this merry-go-round. Levinsky trying to salvage the final game here and give the Crocs a 1-point lead to start the Golden Game.
Coach Owens wants a chance to make sure that they start with 1 point. And of course, both Levinsky and Kazaku will be playing in the Golden Game. So now, in my mind, keep that momentum. Don't be dejected, looking for the table tennis gods to answer a prayer or a question there. That's exactly what Coach Frank is saying. Get into this game.
I couldn't agree with you more. I love it. Satoko, how many days have you been here now this weekend? Second day. You've had such a presence, it feels like it's third. That's good.
Arias and Ojo Onalapu chatting with Levinsky. Of course, Levinsky and Kazaku were both members of the MLTT showcase on Ocho Day back in early August. That was sort of the unofficial debut for MLTT. But this weekend has been different. The start of the first regular season. A historic moment for American table tennis here in Daytona Beach. Levinsky wins the first point out of the timeout. It's a 1-point game.
And one more serve he can deliver.
Big attack from Kazaku to maintain the lead.
And close out on his own serve.
How aggressive should he be?
I think he wants to play his game. He'll serve most likely short. Try to get the first spin.
Miss hit from Levinsky, slams the paddle down, and game points for Kazaku. And a yellow card just awarded to Levinsky for the paddle slam.
That will stay with the team through.
Kazaku wins it 11-7, and it's Chicago that'll take an 8-7 lead into the Golden Game. They'll start with a 1-0 edge in the climactic competition here in Daytona Beach.
Kazaku with a great backhand winner down the line, showing his power as the teams get ready for the Golden Game.
Kazaku and Provost both get 3 points for their team, picking up sweeps in their singles matches. Alex, thanks for joining us.
Hello.
There were a lot of emotions out there between you and Michelle. You guys played, down in the Ocho Day competition. What was it like competing against Michelle here today?
Yes, it was difficult because everybody was telling me to be careful with his service, and I never played against him. It's my first time, and it was not easy. Very hard, very difficult.
What was it like playing against his serve? How did you handle it?
I knew I must focus every receive when I receive, because the ball was very heavy. It was coming heavy.
And what are your thoughts going into this Golden Game right now? Should we see some more of your big power, or are you going to play a little bit safe?
Always power.
What has this weekend meant to you, coming from Romania and being a part of the first ever Major League table tennis experience?
It's very good feeling, very good. Very interesting system also of playing. Like it's you don't see this never until now. So it's fun.
Do you feel like you're getting used to it?
Yes, now when it's finished, you're getting used.
Well, this is just the start, Alex. Just the start. Thanks for your time. We'll let you go. See you in just a couple of minutes for the Golden Game.
Thank you very much.
Coaches making their selections now for Golden Game order. I mean, this is going to be fascinating. Carolina is sitting at 2-1. Florida 2-0. They're 2-0 in Golden Games. That's been the difference in their first two matches, and both of the Golden Games that Florida has played have been close to about the midway point, and then they've seized control and dominated the rest of the way. Florida winning 21-14 over Carolina and 21-11 against the Revolution. That 21-11 score came after it was 10-10. So they caught lightning in a bottle in the second half of that Golden Game, which has been the difference. And ultimately, that's probably going to determine the champion in this league, is who wins the most Golden Games.
Exactly. I think every player we've spoken to, and even the coaches, we say, what's the difference? They say we have to win the Golden Game. And I think the lineups coming in here, whether Matilda Ekholm ends up playing against Emily direct, or if it's a male-female mixed match, but the coaches are giving their orders, and clearly you don't know what the other side is going to throw at you. But I will say that they've got some big firepower on the Crocs. So Gorak has just been so stable, but you've got Ojo there. You've got Benjamin Brossier, who has a monstrous heart in order to get his forehands in. And then you've got Michelle Levinsky, who right now would love to get back on the board.
Frank Arias said earlier today that if you're close going into the Golden Game, he feels like that's where he can manipulate his lineup to create an advantage. And I mean, it's not necessarily he's saying, oh, I'm smarter than the other coach. I think what he's saying is our team is deeper than the other coach.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And on the women's side, especially with Matilda Ekholm, the years of experience as a Swedish national champion,
Let's play.
Olympic representative, and then you've got Ojo with the big forehands. So they really do have it in all different positions. But they're going to have to even it up very quickly.
Liu Gorak, we saw that match in singles, but Kazaku versus Ojo Onalapu will be different. Rossier will take on Provost. That's a rematch of what we saw earlier. And then it will be Levinsky against Pinto, and Ekholm and Tan, the two women going head-to-head in the 5 spot. So here we go. The 6th and final Golden Game here in the first weekend of Major League Table Tennis begins with Dan Gorak serving to Dan Liu.
0-1, Crocs serve.
Team trailing serves first. They're not trailing for long.
Hear the intensity after each and every point. They're playing to 21.
6 points at stake. Obviously the match. And the top spot in the East hanging in the balance.
1, 2.
After this point, it'll be Ojo and Kazaku.
How strong is Daniel Gorak? He's just been money here in the Golden Game.
All weekend long.
Just a super balanced attacking game. No high risk, but a lot of strong power.
What a shot from Kazaku. Out of Ojo's reach. Snaps the 3-0 run from Gorak. to let.
3-2.
Players shuffle in and out every 4 points on multiples of 4. Oh, Ojo! Onolapu!
Going right at Kazaku with his own game.
Florida has won 5 of the 6 points since this golden game began. And Kazaku with an important answer there, coming around the net post.
Ojo thought he had a chance at it, but just too much of an angle, and we're going to see a repeat of the singles play with Provost and Brossier.
Great shot there from Provost.
Just controlling the angles. Brossier looked like he was in command, but Provost just took it down the line with the deflection.
Sean, I know they have a chance to warm up again, but it can't be easy playing the first singles match for both these guys and trying to recapture that intensity 2 hours later. Point for Provost. And we're tied at 5.
It's one thing to come in for a match. It's another thing to come in for 4 points.
Right. You think it's easier to get in your own head than just 4 points, especially if you lose the first one?
It's such a new experience for all these players. There's no real rhythm because it's almost like every point gets magnified. And you're not sure whether you should play safe or go for it.
Provost was going for it, but he hits the net. Brossier able to tie things up 6-6. Provost won 3 of the 4 points, but it's a big one from Brossier here.
Now we have a new pairing with Levinsky serving to Pinto. This is where Levinsky serves can really wreak havoc.
Point Levinsky. And Florida back in front 7-6.
And there's a service winner. Excellent placement out to the forehand. Lefty-lefty match. Levinsky right now trying to extend the lead.
7-8.
Pretty good serve from Pinto to respond.
Pinto is so fast on his feet. Wants to step around, get his forehand into play.
So the 2 players split 4 points, both winning the 2 on their serve. Those 2 guys will retake the court in a little bit here. Who knows what the score is going to be when they do.
Now the ladies are playing with Ekholm with the serve. Tan had difficulty in the doubles with Matilda's serve.
Ekholm takes care of business on her serve. And we'll see if Tan can do her part for her team.
Give Ekholm the intensity award. She has brought it into the gold game every single time.
Oh, what a get by Ekholm!
What a hustle.
Emily Tan was just about ready to apologize for the net court winner, but it wasn't a winner.
Look at the intensity on Ekholm's face.
Tan salvages the last point after an epic back and forth rally.
What a great fight by Emily Tan to stay on the offense on these lobs. Great off the table play by Matilda. She said to herself, yep, that was a good point. Credit the opponent.
11-9.
But now we have the big dogs again.
Dan Liu draws first blood from Daniel Gorak this time around.
4 points is so short.
Florida still up 2.
Come on, Daddy.
2 serves here for Chicago.
What an aggressive serve by Dan Liu. He played a couple of deep ones in the singles match.
It's been a frustrating weekend at times for Dan Liu, but he has hit some big time shots.
Going for broke on the serve.
Gorak and Liu split. Florida still in front by 2, 13-11. Here comes Ojo Onalapu and Alex Kazaku.
Alex, let Alex just get the ball out of your way.
Hello, Joe. Oh, no, you.
13-11.
Great short play by Kazaku. Ojo unable to deliver his trademark forehand.
And in service error, Kazaku takes both points on Ojo's serve. It's 13-all. Chicago has 2 serves right here. Three in a row for Alex Kazaku to put Chicago in front. And we're tied 14-all. Ojo Onalapu gets that last point to snap the 3-0 run. It's basically a game to 7 right now here. It's not win by 2, remember, straight to 21. Brossier versus Provost.
Great play by Brossier to stay on the backhand. It looked like Provost was lining up a counterattack off the forehand side. Brossier kept to the weaker one.
Another great point and another huge roar from the Florida fans.
2 points by Brossier. Again, out of that backhand corner. I don't know how he creates the space there. Both players just doing everything they can to get their forehands into play.
Provost wins the point. Back within 1. One more serve here for Chicago. Levinsky and Pinto will take the table next. Florida has a 2-point lead with Levinsky and Pinto taking the table.
Even though Brassier lost and got swept in the singles play. He comes up big, taking 3 or 4 points.
How about that?
17-15.
Levinsky to serve. Pinto handled Levinsky's serve better, but Levinsky won the big rally.
Just held the table so well, kept the pressure on, and wants one more off of his serve. The ball caught the top of the net. Pinto with the serves now, trying to tie it up. Very aggressive return there by Levinsky, going on the offense, directly off the serve. Constant pressure.
Huge point right here for Daniela Pinto. And it's long. So Frank Arias' Florida Crocs send Matilda Ekholm to the table, and she has 4 chances to close out the weekend for Florida.
The score won't matter. It's 6 points to the winning team.
20-16.
Emily Tan keeps Chicago alive.
Hitting a winner off of Ekholm's serve.
Another miss hit from Ekholm. And the 41-year-old has dropped the 2 points on her serve to the 17-year-old phenom. Still match point. Emily Tan with 2 serves. Tan has won 3 in a row. And it's 20-19. Frank Arias calling for a timeout. And Matilda Ekholm has a long minute to think and ponder and reflect with 1 more point on her paddle.
Will Frank's timeout have the ability to ice Emily Tan? But she has played so big here. I'm not sure really what type of point she should go for. Whether she just wants to keep it in play or go for the winner.
If Emily Tan wins this next point, it will come down to 1 point. Daniel Gorak versus Dan Liu. Ekholm, despite losing the last 3, could still clinch it here. What a golden game. A golden moment for Matilda Ekholm, and Florida wins again. Remarkable resilience from the veteran Swede, and the Florida Crocs are 3-0 in Golden Games to begin their time in Major League Table Tennis. What a weekend it has been here in Daytona Beach.
The Crocs came and just chomped on the competition. What a match, what a golden game. Daniel Gorak, Matilda Ekholm, Ojo, the entire team just brought it. What a first weekend for Major League Table Tennis in the United States.
So much fun, such high emotions. And Frank Arias, absolutely thrilled. I think he wants to deflect the attention to his team, but we got to pop that headset on the 58-year-old from the Dominican Republic. As he catches his breath, Chicago drops a heartbreaker. Frank, you've been here before, but that one was a little hairy down the stretch. What's going through your mind on the timeout call at 20-19?
Well, the timeout was just to call something simple to Matilda. She knew what she had to do, so it was just to make her refocus and go and do what she knows that she does.
Big question here with Gorak. How big did he play all weekend long, especially taking so many sweeps here?
He's the man. He is the man. My God, he's been amazing, and we were expecting that from him, but he was achieved.
3 days in a row in the Golden Game, your team delivers clutch, the energy, the roars after every single point. What has it been like to lead this team and have them come through in every moment?
We said it's team spirit. We're a team. We work for the team. Every single thing works, and every word is value and here.
We talked earlier about the depth of the team. Do you think that's your greatest asset? Everyone coming with such a different style of play.
Yeah, definitely. We're we have a lot of varieties in our team, and we're taking advantage of that.
And lastly, Frank, as you think about this weekend and what it has meant to you and your team and the sport, what comes to mind?
Well, let's keep fighting till the end. Let's get it. Go Crocs.
We'll see you in Myrtle Beach a month from now. Congratulations, Frank.
Thank you.
Frank Arias, the head coach of the Crocs, 8 players from 8 different countries. We saw 6 of those players here this weekend, and it was historic in so many different ways, so many firsts, so many memories, and so many highlights. Great level of table tennis, and the new invention of the Golden Game is going to be the talk of the table tennis world.
And the word that I'll leave with from this weekend is just the intensity of the players. Every point counting, no one giving up a free point, and everyone's fighting for their teammates.
It's been an absolute pleasure to work alongside Sean O'Neill. Sean, I can't wait to be with you again next weekend in Santa Cruz.
It'll be a great match to see the West Coasters. Hopefully they'll match the excitement that we saw here in Daytona Beach.
Hope you'll join us in Santa Cruz, California next week. The Portland Paddlers, the Seattle Spinners, the Texas Smash, and the Bay Area Blasters. But it was the Florida Crocs who had the biggest bite here on the East Coast. 3 Golden Games, 3 wins for the Florida Crocs. For Sean O'Neill and our entire crew, I'm Evan Lepler saying good evening from Daytona Beach. Thanks for joining us. Major League Table Tennis underway, and it is awesome. We'll talk to you next week from California.